Hi, and welcome to Tip Village.
I'm Rose.
I'm Angie, and today we're going to be talking about protein snack bars. What is good, what is the most nutritious, and how you should look at that supplemental facts label.
Yeah, we're going to show you a quick way to analyze the nutrition facts label on any bar. That way you can pick one fast and make sure that you're getting something that's going to be nutritious and good for you. And we know the bar aisle is super confusing. I don't know if any of you have been to a Sprouts or even an Albertsons or different stores.
Right.
The aisle of protein bars is so long, there's so many options, and it can get really confusing.
It can, because there's so many choices, but really some of them are not really that good for you. It's more of a snack, like a candy bar, and then there's others that are very protein dense that may not be right for you and what you want to achieve for your snack.
So one of the first things you want to look for leading into that is you want to see how much sugar is in there. So I'm going to be a little loud here and open this up. Okay, so you always want to look at the total sugars in each bar. You want to look if there's any fake sweeteners in it. Is it sweetened with stevia? Hopefully. Is it sweetened with sucralose, which is actually Splenda? You don't want that.
Right.
There's been a lot of studies. It's not very good for you. You also want to see if it just has a lot of sugar. Some bars advertise that they're high in protein, but then you go look. I noticed Nature Valley does this a lot, and now I'm not bagging Nature Valley. They have some good bars, but just keep in mind that's not going to be necessarily the healthiest choice if you're trying to lose weight or, stay moderate. They'll say they're high in protein, and they'll have like 9 grams of protein on the front of the label, touting it, it's high in protein. But when you go look at the sugar content, a lot of times they'll have 20-30 grams of sugar.
That's a lot of sugar.
It is, and at that point, go get a Snickers. It's cheaper, it has real peanuts in it, and you'll be better off.
Well, at least, you know what you're getting. You're not buying this fake healthy bar.
Yeah.
Really, it's not. It's a candy bar. And I know that when you look at the sugars, you have to weigh it with how much protein it has versus how many carbs. So when I look at a bar, because I'm trying to lean more towards a high protein, low carb plan, so that way, I can control my weight and eat a good amount of food. So when I look at the bar, I look at, is it going to satisfy me because it has enough protein in it? So what you're going to do is, again, turn it over, and again, I'm going to be a little noisy. On this one, the carb content is 23 grams. The protein is 20. So I know that if I eat this bar, I'm not going to be hungry in a half an hour because it has so many carbs in it and only maybe 6 grams of protein or some very low amount of protein.
And then how much was the sugar on that one?
The sugar on this one is 0 sugars, but it has sugar alcohols in it, which means that they are using a sweetener that is probably like, what is this?
So it's really good.
Maltitol.
Maltitol. So which can be really good for some people and not for others. For other people, it can cause diarrhea. Hate to use the big word, but it can. So
it can, and then also though, sometimes if you have a high protein content and you're not used to it in such a condensed format, it can make you nauseous.
Yes.
So you have to be very careful with that. And also, if you are giving it to your child, you need to moderate how much protein you're giving them all at once too.
Yes.
So. And then the next thing we wanted to talk about was the fat.
The fat, yeah. You definitely want to look at fat content in bars. Some protein bars have an ungodly amount of fat when it's supposed to be a low-calorie bar, which can be fine, if you're following like a keto diet. There's some new ones out there.
Right.
There's one, I think it's called the Good Fat Bar or something along those lines. And it's made of coconut oil and peanut butter and all these fats in it, and it's kind of like a fat bomb, as they call it, which can be fine if you're following that type of diet. But if you're just looking to maintain weight and you just want a snack, or you're looking to lose weight, you don't want too much fat. And also, if you're using it as a snack, you don't need that much fat. If you're using it as a meal replacement, then pick a bar with higher fat. You'll stay fuller longer. But you don't need after a heavy meal to have a heavy snack.
That's very true. That's a very true consideration, because some people go in and they buy this super fat, high protein bar, and they're using it as a snack, but really it's a meal replacement. And if you eat that and then a meal on top of it, I think you're getting too much of the protein, too many fats, and then you're going to gain weight.
You're going to have a Mean Girls moment when she gives her that special energy African bar.
That's right. Her Caltine bar yeah, you will be like that. You will gain weight. So, moderate what you are, consuming as far as fat. The carbs and the protein, they need to be in a balance, not excessive. And the other thing that I think that is important to consider when you have a bar is, does it contain soy? Now, soy is great, but it can be kind of estrogenic for some people, and especially for men, I think you need to really take that into consideration. And then for women, the jury's still out on that. There's some people that say that it's fantastic, it's great, it relieves hot flashes, etc. But really, it's an estrogen that you don't know how it's converting in the body. So if you want to have your soy bar, I would think that you should cycle it with something that is not soy, more of a pea protein or a whey protein, and that way you have a variety, so you're not just eating one kind of bar that only has one kind of protein. So that way you're not getting too much of an estrogen product. And the other thing to consider is, please don't use anything that has artificial sweeteners in it, like sucralose, because it's a chemical. And I think that if you can keep it as natural as possible with the foods that you're eating and the food sources, including your sweeteners, it's better off to have a little bit of sugar than a whole lot of the fake sweetener and saying, I'm not eating sugar, when you're eating something far worse. So, definitely moderation.
Or at least resort to stevia. It does come from a plant, so it's a little more natural. It's still processed, but, in choosing the lesser evil, it's a little better.
True, but you know what? I will say that some people have better luck because they don't like the stevia taste. It may have a funny aftertaste for some people. Is maybe if you're making something at home with it or putting it in your beverage, is to combine it with a little bit of sugar. Now, I'm not up on sugar all the time, but I really feel like if it's going to help you have a healthier lifestyle and not eat fake sweeteners, then do it.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
one thing I try to choose bars without soy. This could just be coincidence, and this is not scientific by any means, but I notice every time I eat soy, I invariably get emotional and feel like crying. And it can be like, I'll eat a bar, I'll eat tofu, anything, and like within a day, I cry over something. Like a commercial, or like someone said something. It's the really little stuff that I would normally... So it makes you more
emotional.
Yeah, and I normally would not feel that way at all, and normally I'm like fine with it all. But if I have soy, don't know what happens. So I just don't eat soy at this point.
Well, I mean, you saw a trend of things that were happening to you that you didn't like, so you tracked it down to that. So that's good.
Let me know in the comments below if you have that reaction as well. I'd like to know.
I had that happen, but it wasn't with a bar. I had soy milk. One time we went to a trade show, and the people that sell Silk soy milk had like unbelievable amounts of soy chocolate milk. I was so like, good. Ding, ding, this is so good. But really, I drank so much, and then the next day, I was crying. I was crying my eyes out, and it was so weird.
It's so weird. Like, some people are fine with it. Some people love it, does nothing to them. But I would be interested to hear. Next, we're going to show you a few of our favorite bars.
Okay.
So if you are still confused in the aisle and there's just too many choices and it feels too overwhelming, these are some really good choices that go with a plethora of diets that most people can have. Like, one of my favorite ones that I just started eating this. I used to be an Only Kind bar kind of person.
Right, you were.
But now I'm really into these Garden of Life bars. They are high protein weight loss bars, and they're organic and fit. They're plant-based protein. So they have pea protein and like, what else? Peanuts and things like that. They're also milk-free, or dairy-free, I should say. They're soy-free, gluten-free, vegan, all that good stuff. They have a little bit of caffeine in them from green coffee bean extract, and they're sweetened with stevia, and they have acacia fiber in there, which I'm not sure what that's for, but I do feel energetic when I eat these, and they taste delicious. And I eat half of it if I'm having it as a snack because
I think
is it a
meal replacement
This
then,
one
really?
is a meal replacement bar if you're dieting. So they have another version that's a performance-based, and this is like if you're exercising more, you're burning a lot of calories, you need a lot of energy, more this one. So this one has 9 grams of sugar, and then it has 20 grams of protein. So that's like a super good balance of, and then it has 36 grams of carbohydrates, which is a little more, but if you're exercising a lot, you can afford to do that. But I think the balance of protein and sugar is really good in these, and I feel like it's almost allergen free. It's not, but I feel like it is for a lot of people. And then this one has 1 gram of sugar and 14 grams of protein and 26 grams of carbohydrates. So if you eat half of this, not only are you not getting a lot of sugar, you're getting a lot of protein, amazing balance. Oops, sorry. Okay, well this one's peanut butter chocolate for everyone that couldn't read upside down. All you dyslexic people out there, you can read it though, yeah?
So where did you get those though?
I got these at Sprouts. Now, if I can't find these, they're kind of hard to find. I've only been able to find them at Sprouts. I really love Garden of Life products. I also take their iron. I know we're not talking about vitamins, but if anyone is looking for a good iron, the Vitamin of Life or Garden of Life company is amazing. I really have loved all of their products. They try to use plant-based sources.
That's good.
For everything. And I think this is the company owned by Alicia Silverstone, the Clueless girl.
Oh,
and she's doing a good job. I'm very impressed.
Very nice.
So what's one of your bars?
Okay, I have been using, my husband and I, these are the Think bars. And it is a soy bar, but we don't eat them every day, and it's really just for emergencies. We've been using the Brownie Crunch and the Lemon Delight. Those are our 2 favorite flavors. And sometimes the peanut butter. And this one has 230 calories, which is a little calorie intensive, 23 grams of carbs, no sugar, and 20 grams of fat. We usually split this, I'll be honest with you. We don't really do a meal replacement with it. So we're only getting half the amount, but I am interested in this. I have not tried this yet, and it sounds so good because it doesn't have soy, and I'm interested in that.
We're going to be tasting these later today. If you want to see our review of how they taste, you can check out our Instagram, and we'll have a quick little video up there on what we think of these. I've tried the chocolate so far, but I've not tried this peanut butter chocolate and this other performance bar.
They sound very good.
Yeah.
But those are our 2 flavors that I have anyway for the Think bars.
Those are, the lemon is.
The lemon is so good, like really good. And we usually have it in the afternoon, like if we've had a shake for lunch and then we're out running around, and then all of a sudden around 3:30 you're hungry because your shake has worn out. And we'll have a cup of decaf coffee and a half a bar, and it kind of keeps you going until dinner time. So you don't eat any bad snacks or too many nuts, so that's a good thing. The other bar that I really do like is the Kind dark chocolate with sea salt.
It's the best one.
It's so good, and you feel like you're eating a treat because there's chocolate in it, and you're getting the nuts and protein and things like that. So I kind of know what's in it, and I feel good about it. Like when I have one of these, I don't feel like I'm getting something fake or like.
You can see the nuts.
Right, you can see the nuts, you can see what's on it. It's pretty like transparent all the way around. So I feel really good about that. I try not to eat a ton of these because I already eat nuts like already, because that's our snack in the snack dish. In fact, that's what's behind us in the little crystal biscuit containers. We have different kinds of nuts that we snack on, so that's what's behind us. So I try to not do this too often because I'm already consuming a lot of nuts.
The other one that I will get on occasion, if there are no other options and I need a lot of protein, maybe I've eaten a really sugary meal or carby meal and I'm just really hungry and I really need a snack that has a lot of protein, is I will get a Quest bar. Now, these are readily available everywhere. They're super easy to find. And unlike some of the others, like Cliff Bars, a lot of times have a lot of sugar and they have soy. These do not have soy. They're made with whey protein. They do mix stevia and sucralose, which I'm not a fan of the sucralose. I really try to avoid, but since they mix it with stevia, if I'm in a jam, this is the one to get. And the blueberry muffin flavor is actually really good. It has like blueberry chunks in it, and I find it tastes a little better than a lot of the bars sometimes leave like that weird aftertaste that have whey in them in particular.
Yeah, it does have a funny taste.
Yeah, afterwards. I just tried at Costco, they had a whey protein drink, and I tried the chocolate and it had that weird aftertaste again. And I find the blueberry flavor doesn't do that, so.
Oh, that's good to know.
This is a better one.
That's good to know.
And this, I didn't tell you what's in it. So it has 21 grams of protein, and it has 2 grams of sugar and 2 grams of erythritol, and 22 carbohydrates.
That's not a bad mix.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not a bad mix.
It's a really good meal replacement bar, actually, because it has a lot of protein. Like, you wouldn't want to eat this full bar and then go have a meal, because this is a lot of protein.
That is a lot of protein.
You will feel very sick if you do that.
Yeah, I think that would be too much.
Yeah,
I agree. So that is all of our reviews of the different bars that we like to eat. And we hope that it helps you out and gives you just a little baseline of what to look for when you go in to buy a bar, because it is such a massive market right now with oodles of snack bars like this.
They really are. So when you go in the aisle, you want to make sure it has low sugar, or at least lower sugar than the protein content. The protein should always be higher than the sugar, like at most 1 point away from each other. So make sure of that. Make sure the carbs are not too high.
Right.
Make sure the fat is where you want it to be. Is it a meal replacement? You want a lot of fat. Is it a snack? You don't want a lot of fat. And make sure if you are sensitive to soy, doesn't have soy.
Yeah.
And what is our last one? Artificial sweeteners?
Artificial sweeteners. Try to get one that doesn't have artificial sweeteners. And if you can't, you're in a jam and there is a little bit in it, well, call it a day. That's going to be one time that you're going to have it, but know next time that you need to take your bar with you.
Yes.
And be prepared.
Be prepared.
Yeah, don't leave it to chance. That's the one thing I think growing up and wanting to watch my weight, and as I've gotten older, the best way to really mitigate eating the bad foods is carry snacks with you, and this is one really convenient way to do it.
And now more than ever, we have that opportunity to purchase bars. Like, I don't know if a lot of you have noticed, if you travel to another country or like quite a while ago here, they don't have protein bars to purchase. So it makes it really hard to have a healthy snack with you.
It does, because then you want to eat all the good stuff when you're traveling. But okay, so I think that we've given a little rundown of everything that we like, and we would be so interested to know what you are eating for your snack bars, or if you have some other idea that you are making at home or whatever, we would love to know. Please give us a comment in the comment section below, and drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. We'd love to hear from you, and tell us if you make your own kind bars or what bar you love to get.
I'd love to know.
I know, me too. And we'll see you next week.
Okay, bye-bye.